Hey everyone, it's Nicole and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here to do something different. Not different in terms of what other booktubers do because a lot of people film TBR videos, but different for my channel because I almost never film TBR videos. The problem that I have, if you've been following my journey on booktube, is that I do have quite a few physical books on my shelves and I do not read them. I think it's a huge problem that I buy physical books and I do not read them, and that instead I read ebooks and audiobooks. I've been trying to do a 0 TBR challenge and it didn't work. I just burned out because I made myself read 4 physical books a month and I struggle with physical books. I'm hoping to make it more entertaining for me and to use reading prompts that are going to be generated by a random word generator. I'm also going to let Randomizer choose for me if the book is going to be backlist or new release, so I would know where to pick the book from. If it's going to be a backlist book, I will try to pick it from my physical shelf because most of my shelf is backlist. And if it's going to be a new release, I'm immediately going to go to my Scribd library. I'm also going to let Randomizer choose the genre of a book. This might turn into a mess because there are a lot of steps, but I hope you're going to figure it out. So without further ado, let's just get into it. First, we're going to go to Randomizer and figure out the genre of the book. Let's scroll. Okay, wildcard. We love a wildcard. It means that I can choose whatever genre. And now we're going to figure out if it's going to be a new release or a backlist book. And it's going to be new release. I'm happy about it, but my shelf isn't. So new release, whatever genre I want. Now we're going to go into random word generator and let it tell me what I'm going to read next month. I'm choosing 5 words, so I would have options. Not every word is good when it comes to reading prompts. Okay. First option is fantasy, which is very easy. I can just choose a fantasy. Take, miss, cooperate, perform. Okay, interesting stuff. So I can just choose a fantasy book. Or I can do like a thriller with take, cooperate, kind of gives me a kidnapping plot. I know what I'm going to read and it's not a fantasy because that would have been a cop-out. I'm going to read The Girls I've Been by Tess Sharp. This is, I think, a young adult contemporary about bank robbery. And I think the robbers take hostages. The protagonist also is not as simple. She is a professional con artist and she's been working with her mom her whole life, and now the mom is dead or is no longer there. Something happened. Very interested. I've been wanting to pick one of her books for a while and see what they are about. They seem to have interesting plots, but they also, I've heard, are very dark. So The Girls I've Been by Tess Sharp is our first pick for August. New release or backlist? Let's go. New release again. Okay. And genre? Sci-fi. I have no idea. I don't know the genre that well. I don't read much sci-fi. Okay, let's generate random words. Disaster, decline, fastidious, application, and minute. So we can choose a sci-fi that has to do with time because of the word minute. Or we can go with disaster, decline, and go for dystopia. I hate dystopia though, so we'll see. Let's check what's on Scribd. I'm going to go with last 3 years because if I'm only going to go with last year, the choices are going to be limited. I don't think it's fair. Bestselling in science fiction. No. Recommended for you. Everything about it. Recently added. We're going to check that. I know what I'm going to read. It just popped into my head. I'm going to read This Is How You Lose the Time War by Max Gladstone and 𝕊𝕆ℙ𝕻𝕻. This is about time traveling, which I hate, but okay. Since I have to read something about time, let's go with this title. It's a sapphic adult sci-fi about two women that are hired guns, so assassins, and they are writing to each other throughout their lives and throughout time, I think, because they time travel, and they really hate each other, but during the length of the novel, they fall in love. People say that it's very confusing at the start, which means I'm going to read the ebook and not the audiobook. So far so good. I got 2 new releases, but I have to get a backlist at some point. Let's go again. New release again? I swear, I'm not cheating. Okay. And genre, fantasy. Okay. Let's go for random words. So the words are cultivate, bundle, history, fast, and disappoint. We can go for a historical fantasy, I think, which is always an option. And I'm looking at the 𝕊𝕍𝔼𝕻𝕼 series, but it's old at this point, so it's not new. Oh, I know what I'm gonna read. So there is this book that I wanted to read, and I put it into my most anticipated for 2021. It's called 𝕊𝕆ℙ𝕻𝕆ℏ, and it's written by 𝕊𝕆ℙ𝕻𝕻. It's about a group of people, I think they're investigators of some sort, that are trying to find the serial killer, and they're using a magical artifact that allows them to see the crimes from the point of view of murderers. So there's an element of history because it's an artifact, and also it's a fantasy. So we're going to go with 𝕊𝕆ℙ𝕻𝕻 by 𝕊𝕆ℙ𝕻𝕻. And we're going to go for 2 more books, because 5 books is like a lot for me. Let's go, new release or backlist. Finally, we get backlist. Okay, genre. Mystery thriller. I don't have that many mystery thrillers. Most of my shelf is fantasy, historical fiction, a bit of romance, historical romance specifically. Let's see. Okay, so the words are junior, score, conductor, flow, and sail. I have to check in with my shelf. I hope she's going to tell me something. Wait a little bit.
Many hours later.
Okay, so I think I figured it out. I'm going to read The Drowning Girl by Caitlin R. Kiernan. I know that it's queer. I also know that the character is schizophrenic and something happens to her. I'm choosing this because the girl's underwater and she's drowning, and I got the word flow, and the water is flowing. I know I'm pulling stuff out of my ass right now, but that's what I gotta do to fit the prompts. Let's figure out the last book. Okay. Backlist again. Okay. I'm happy about it. And genre is gonna be... Okay. Contemporary. Thankfully, I have quite a bit of contemporary on my shelf. The words. Generate random words. Okay, so the words are sheet, maid, help, bee, and teenager. Is there a teenager in Little Fires Everywhere? I think there has to be. I've seen the first episode of the TV show. I think there has to be a teenager. At least I know that there has to be a mom, and she probably has kids. I'm sorry that I'm doing this to you. I think I'm going to go with Little Fires Everywhere. Okay, so the last book is gonna be Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste Ng. I wanted to read this one for a while. Who's surprised? And I hope that it's gonna be good. I've seen the first episode of a show, but then I was like, I actually have a book, I need to read the book first. Heard a lot of great things about this. It's pretty short. I think I'm gonna manage it. And that's everything that I have to say on the matter. So, we're going to read 2 physical books, 3 ebooks or audiobooks, 3 new releases, 2 backlist books. Very happy about this whole thing. Let's see how it's going to go. I never worked with a fixed TBR before, but I hope that it's going to work out for me because something has to. It just has to. I'm a very big mood reader, but thankfully I have a couple of different options here. In the comments down below, tell me if you read any of these books and if you enjoyed them. Maybe if you have other suggestions of how I should pick my TBR, I'd be very happy to listen to your ideas. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon with another one. But until then, bye.